Well, welcome to the Opal Dungeon. Only tonight, it's not the Opal Dungeon. We're going to do something different. I'm going to cut some turquoise. You can watch that if you want to see how it turns out. If not, then be back to your regularly scheduled program. But I'm going to start doing some silversmithing, and I kind of want to do some silversmithing with turquoise, so I'm going to start cutting turquoise as well as opals. So I thought I'd cut a stone tonight, see how they turn out. I don't have the correct polishing compounds, and I don't have all the tools, but I have enough to try cutting some turquoise and see how it goes. I have some Kingman turquoise stabilized. So this is stabilized Kingman. I think it's a good place to start. I have these two pieces here that should be pretty straightforward. We're just going to cut the largest cab we can out of these. I don't think I'll keep it large. I'll probably I want to start silversmithing some ring stones. And these are obviously way too big for ring stones. But we will cut these into the largest cab that we can to start with. And then at some point I may cut them down smaller. But there's plenty here to work with. This one's got very interesting, probably pyrite or quartz inclusions in it that might be super cool. Everybody has their own preferences with turquoise. Some like it clean and pure, and that was kind of the rage early 1900s. More and more it's the matrix and what the turquoise is mixed up in. And both of these have some interesting inclusions as far as the host rock, the matrix. Both slightly different, both from Kingman. So let's see what we get. I think we'll start with this one. I think kind of hard to say which side you want to be top, which side you want to be bottom. Obviously way softer than opal. The question is, we want this to be the top or this to be the top. Turquoise, I think I'm a little bit more open to freeform shapes, which I'm not a fan of in opal. And part of that will be because I'll be doing the settings myself in silver, and I have a little bit more leeway. But mostly just in opal, I like calibrated cuts. I like ovals, rounds, and squares, teardrops. I don't like freeforms in opals. I do like freeforms in turquoise. To a certain extent. I think there are some freeforms that are pleasing to the eye, and some that are not. So I'm going to be shooting for something that I think is pleasing to the eye. If I had a saw, I would probably split this right down the middle, because there's plenty here for two cabs. But maybe we'll get it prepped for when it can be split, when I get a saw. I had one, I just don't have it here, so. This is the side that has more of the pyrite or quartz. I'm not sure what the inclusions are, but they're going to be more interesting when it's polished to see what they end up polishing like. I can tell by the smell of this that it's been stabilized, but I ordered it as stabilized, so I'm okay with that. Unstabilized is way more expensive, and I'm okay for what I'm doing here to start out with stabilized material. dish right there. We're going to take that out. I don't want too many sides on this, so we're going to reduce the number of sides. If that was an opal, we'd be going for a big teardrop, right? But we're not going for that. Shape-wise, I would like a nice big oval. But we almost could cut that like right there. Keep this for ringstone sizes. I think I'll do that, and then try for an oval cab here, and then see what we end up with here. Let me cut something right now. That gives us a look into the material. It's been stabilized all the way through, which is good. Cut a high dome cab out of that piece, ringstone size, and then maybe a large cab out of this one. I think I can split this down the middle and still have plenty of thickness for a cab on both sides, so maybe I'll do that. I think that's small enough now that my Dremel cutting wheel will reach all the way around that to break it in half. Alright, I think we got just the right amount there to make a couple of nice cabs. So the base to work off of. dop this up. I'm not sure how worried I want to be about getting that perfect dome or anything on this. I can always back this with a little bit of JB Weld if I end up a little bit thinner than I want to. Low spot right there. Basically, I'm setting the bezel edge about the same distance all the way around. Cap those up, or yeah, dop them up rather, and then finish up. I like this one. It's gonna be pretty cool. This one right here. I'm hoping some more of that matrix shows up in it. And then this one. end up breaking it if I keep doing that. That one up too. Decide what we want to do with it. There's our 3 stones so far. All right. I'm wasting a lot here, I know, but I'm trying to reach a ring stone that I would set and wear. And the dome is just still way too high to me for a ring this size. Still quite big. What do we do? We at least need to get the taper for the bezel established here. To cut into some more matrix here as I go down. I don't want it really to be a perfect. Basically, this quality of turquoise needs the matrix. If it's not pretty enough in the color by itself, it needs a little bit of help. So I really don't want a pure blue. I don't want to get to where I cut all the matrix out. That I cut into some matrix. Come on. Don't be so pristine. We need some character in it. Alright, I think that's as far as we're going to go on that one. Go to our next one. Basically, I got to do the same thing here. I got to get the taper on the bezel edge so that I can set it later. And then I'll I'll set that bezel top edge like that. There's that one. I don't like this top edge right here that much. Should we go for it? Let's go for a uniform cab on this one. Why not? It won't be a calibrated size, but it'll at least be. It will at least be a uniform shape. I can't help it. I've been cutting opals too long to do anything different on this one. Now we need to recut that secondary bevel edge. Okay, liking that. I think we're ready to move the next wheel on this one. I'm liking it. Like that so far. This one I think is the best one. I'm not going to go for an oval on this one because I don't think this is an unpleasing shape here. We're just going to go with what it gives us on this one. I'm going to set the angle on my bezel. I'm really liking this one right here. I like the extra matrix. How about that one? Okay, we'll go back to our smallest. same things we were doing on the other stone, just with a different grit. Refining the bezel edge and the setting edge and the dome. We're ready for the final wheel on that one. I don't like the way I cut this right here. That might end up having to be fixed with some JB weld or something. It'll be hidden by the bezel for sure, but going for a calibrated cut look on this one, a nice clean oval, and on the other one we're kind of going somewhat of a free form. We're going to decide which one I like the best. I guess you can decide which one you like the best too. But I'm a little bit more open to, well, I'm a lot more open to free forms on turquoise than I am on opal. Two different stones, two different setting styles, two different jewelry types. Alright, you can see our setting edge right there, a little bit higher on this side than on that side. Let me see if I can fix that a little bit. Okay. I think this is soft enough that I don't have to be super careful about getting all the facets. I mean, it's not super soft, but it's a little gummier feel than opal. And I think that it's going to clean up good on that final wheel. Now on this one, my setting edge right there. That's basically from the bottom to that first bevel right there. I'm trying to get that uniform all the way around. It'll soften some when I take it to the other wheel, but I do want it as close as possible just for aesthetic. I'm not even that worried that our dome's not centered. You know, this is turquoise. I love the inclusions in this one. Can't wait to cut this one, but the video would be way too long if I tried to do two stones, obviously. Alright, last wheel. Okay, here we have our 3 finished cabs. Not finished, but roughly finished. I may or may not do some JB weld on the bottom to stabilize them a little bit more. I haven't decided yet. I definitely need to get the correct polishing compound for turquoise, which I do not have yet, so we're not going to get a real glossy polish, and we may not get a glossy polish on this material anyway, but there's the ring stone. Oops. And I think my favorite, this one right here. Definitely different to cut, but a lot of similarities, a lot of the same skills required. When I get the right equipment, the right polishing compound, it'll be better. I'll clean up these edges if I decided not to do JB Weld on the bottom. It's pretty common to do that for turquoise just to give it a little bit more rigidity and durability. But there we go. First 3 turquoise cabs. All right, I also had to reshoot the ending of this because I was pretty disappointed on the polish. I don't have the right polishing compound, obviously, and I spent enough time trying to polish it that I kind of wore away some of the softer blue and left some of the inclusions a little bit proud, just as a result of trying to polish them too much. But what I did was I grabbed a rag real quick and wiped them off, wiped the polishing compound on. They went a much higher gloss just by wiping off, whether it was they took a little bit of polish from the rag or just wiping off the polishing compound that was left on it. They took on a much better polish. Still not that glassy look that we'll go for when we have the correct polishing compound, but they're made a noticeable difference. So of the 3, if this was opals, I would say that would be my favorite. Because it's turquoise, I don't mind the freeform. I like the shape that right there is going to be. I like the way the matrix comes into it. I wish that the ringstone had a little bit more matrix in it, but it's a pretty piece of Kingman turquoise. That'll start the next chapter.